Hello guys, welcome back. So today in this session, we are going to focus on how to handle personal and opinion-based questions in UPSC interview. See, these are some of the most important questions you will face because you see, they allow the panel to get to know more about you beyond your knowledge and the facts, right? So personal questions, in fact, reveal your motivations to civil services, your interest, and your career choices. Opinion-based questions access your ability to think critically and also express balanced views. All these things they can understand from opinion-based questions. See, from my experience, what I've understood is these questions are your opportunity to showcase your individuality and the thought process. And these are the questions. Like in the last session, also we have discussed the questions related to crisis situation, the questions related to ethical dilemma, the personal questions, the opinion-based questions. These are the questions where you can prove that skills that they are actually looking for, right? So that's what I'm going to discuss in this video. So let's start with this session. See, the panel often asks personal questions to understand who you are as a person. They definitely want to know beyond your knowledge, because knowledge and everything is tested. Now knowledge doesn't matter when you're sitting in front of the board. They just want to know who you are as a person. And these questions usually revolve around your background from the DAF only. So your education, your family, your hobbies, and why you decided to pursue civil services. So, see, these are great opportunities to highlight your journey and your motivation. So, you need to capitalize on it and you need to prepare very well on this area. You cannot, make any compromise on these aspects. So, when you are asked about your educational background, explain why you choose your field that once you have studied, right? And how it actually shaped your perspective and how it is actually going to help you in future as a civil servant, which is again very important. What all things that you have learned you are going to apply there. So any question that they're asking, don't take it simply as a question. They are looking for certain qualities, so your answer should be reflecting the qualities that they're looking for, whether they're asked about the previous your education background or they're asking about your previous job related experience or your optional subject or whatever it is that is your hobby, how that is going to help you as a civil servant. That's the connection that you need to establish. Okay, for instance, in my interview, I was asked why I chose sociology as my optional subject despite having an engineering background. So what I did, I explained my as my interest on social issues that motivated me to study sociology, and how that knowledge would help me to address the governance challenges related to inequality, social structure, social issues like that. You can see, we will be preparing this. You know what the question. See, the good thing is that you know what the questions that they are going to ask you. And you know, if this question is asked, these are the qualities that they are looking for, not this as an answer. So why can't you frame an answer and give that answer to them, right? And that answer should guide them to the next question, and it should you should decide how the interview will go, right? Similarly, like questions about your family background may come up, especially if your family members are in public service or have influenced your career choice in any way. Let's say, assume that your father is a normal a police officer or connected to any public service, so they will ask you definitely, right? So because there might be some good influence from that also. So be honest and reflective when discussing these aspects. When I say be honest, you need to make them understand that you're honest, and you need to show that absolute integrity. So I repeat, you need to make them understand, you need to make them feel. Okay, so whether you really are or not, that's a different question. So again, if you're asked why you chose civil service, talk about your genuine motivation. Again, I want to tell that they should feel that it's a genuine motivation. Whether that's a genuine motivation or not, that's a secondary question. No one is going to ask you, no one is going to check and all those things. But the moment you give an answer, it should have that feel. Okay, and they should know that it's a genuine motivation. Avoid cliches like I want to serve the nation, right? Instead, you need to personalize your answer. For example, I shared how my personal experiences in witnessing governance challenges in rural areas where I'm coming from, which have sparked my desire to join civil services. So that make the answer more authentic and relatable. That may not be the case. Maybe such scenarios or incidents might not have happened in your life, but still, you should personalize an answer. You, of course, everyone want to serve the nation. That could be the answer, but don't just tell like that. Okay, for that there are many other options, not this. So again, your hobbies and interest from the DAF only, that can reveal a lot about your personality. And the panel often uses these questions to understand your passion and how you spend your time outside the academics and books. So that will actually give the panel about your interest and your inclinations and everything. So when you're answering questions about hobbies, try to connect them with the qualities that are useful in public services, right? So again, during one of my interview, I think two interviews, they asked about my hobby, that was cricket, which I have given. The panel asked me about the hobby of playing cricket. So see here, instead of talking about cricket as a leisure activity, that's something which you do during a free time, you need to highlight how cricket, uh, I'll tell from my perspective how cricket taught me valuable lessons like teamwork, leadership, how to handle the pressure situation, how to remain calm under pressure situation. These are qualities that are directly relevant and connected to being a civil servant. These are the qualities that they're looking for. So you might have given any other hobby, but you should be in a position to connect with the qualities that they are looking for as a civil servant. So you know that they are looking, definitely they are looking for leadership, definitely they are looking for teamwork, someone who can work in a team, because all the activities that you are going to do along with a team in the bureaucratic setup, and then team management, the leadership quality, you will come across a lot of pressure situation, crisis situation. So how you handle that, right? So this are the qualities that they are looking from a civil servant. This quality I can explain with the help of my hobby itself. So I can tell this is this learning that I have from here, I can use it here. So I also spoke about how playing in a team environment taught me to manage different personalities and work towards a common goal. You see, when you're playing with different people, right? So when you're playing in the state team, different the teammates will be from different districts, they'll be from different religion, they'll be from different of course caste and everything. So you are connected with different types of personalities for a collective goal towards a common goal. Same as what is going to happen when it comes to civil service also, right? You are working with a team who are from different religion, different region, and you are working towards a common goal. So that's the way you need to connect it. So you know what you have given in your DAP, you know what they're expecting, so you should be in a position to connect. This is what we will be doing in our one-to-one session. Okay, when we are sitting with one-to-one, we will do this. So whatever your hobby may be, whether it is painting, trekking, or playing a musical instrument, try to think about how it has helped you developing skills or qualities that can be applied in public service. Whatever be the hobby that you have given, think about in this way. What this hobby taught you? What are the qualities that you require, in that hobby that will actually help you to become a civil servant? Right? So if you can connect that way, see, it's not about they're asking question about cricket. No one want to know about cricket, right? No one want to know about trekking. No one want to know about cooking. They're not asking about that. Firstly, they're asking questions which is known to you to make you comfortable. So you are getting comfortable. At the same time, if you can, in that itself, if you can prove that you deserve the position, you are a person that they are looking for, you are the person who have these qualities from the questions, then it's done. Even if you're not answering a question, still you have to show some quality that they're expecting from you. Even if you're not answering a question, in that also you need to show some kind of quality. So every single word comes out of your mouth in that 20 minutes, it should reveal one of the other qualities that they're looking for. Okay, so see, many people think that you should be in the first in the list. No, that's not the case. You should be in the first 100 itself in any way. That should be your target. Any interview is going to help you for that. Okay, so take it very serious. There is no compromise on that. Okay, now again coming to how to handle the opinion-based question. See, opinion-based questions are, of course, the key part of UPSC interview because they test your ability to form thoughtful and balanced views on current issues. So they'll ask your opinion, and they'll check whether you're a thoughtful person, you give a balanced view or not. So the panel want to see if you can analyze different perspectives, if you can take into consideration different scenarios, if you can take into consideration different stakeholders and express your opinion in a clear and balanced manner without any prejudices, without any personal biases. So this is what they are looking for. So opinion-based question, one opinion-based question should be there. You will get an ethical dilemma question. You will get a crisis question. Okay, so all these we need to prepare. And when answering opinion-based questions, it's very, very important to avoid extreme positions. You are not going to take any extreme position because you need to respect all the other opinions also. So instead, you will demonstrate that you can consider multiple angles and provide a recent, balanced, thoughtful response. For example, in one of my interview, I was asked about my opinion on the privatization of public sector enterprises. So instead of taking a hard stance for or against it, what I did is I acknowledged the potential benefits of privatization, such as we talk about the positives, improved efficiency, competition, and other things, but also pointed out the risk like job losses, reduced accountability in certain sectors. And I concluded with a balanced view, suggesting that privatization should be approached with caution, ensuring that public interest is safeguarded. So you're going with a middle path, you're going with a balanced approach, you are giving a thoughtful response by taking into consideration multiple dimensions and the perspectives. So that is what they're actually looking for. So the key is to be open-minded and thoughtful in your responses. Even if you have a strong opinion on a topic, even if you're biased on one side of that topic, show that you can appreciate the complexity of the issue and potential consequences of different approaches and give only a balanced response. Okay, so now coming to the balancing personal opinions, how to do that. Again, what I want to tell you is whenever you answer opinion-based questions, it's very important to balance your personal views with the factual knowledge. Your opinion should be informed by data, examples, or real-world insights. So if in case you are taking an opinion, if you are making a stand, it should be backed by proper data, proper reasoning. You should have examples for that to prove your point, and you need to have that real world insight. So this is not only strengthen your argument but also show the panel that you have you thought critically about the issue and you're aware about all this. So if possible, if you are making an opinion, you have to make it in this way. For example, again, I'll give you from my own interview. I was asked about the impact of climate change on India's agriculture sector. See, I had my own opinion on the subject. You have your own opinion on the subject. The other person have their own opinion on the subject. But what you need to do, you need to back them with the facts and examples, such as the recent data on how changing weather patterns have affected the crop yields in certain regions. I also, in fact, mentioned government initiatives like various initiatives at that point of time in 2014. So those initiatives which aim to address the water scarcity issues in the exacerbated by the climate change and everything you can talk about. So that's how. See, my point is when they ask a question, you have an opinion. It need to be backed by the facts, figures, examples, right? So the recent data, and you know about this. They'll ask you about agriculture. They'll ask you about healthcare. They'll ask you about education. So in case these questions are asked, you already have the data about all these. So, by supporting your opinion with facts, you will be showing them that your views are not just personal biases, but are grounded in reality, and that's actually backed by facts. So, something which is backed by the facts, then there is no challenge in that. So, this approach will definitely help you to engage with the panel more effectively, as they appreciate the candidates who can combine their perspective with evidence and reason. It should be reflected in each of your answers. So your answer should be grounded on reality. That is first thing. And your answer should give them or make them understand that you possess the qualities that they're looking for as a civil servant, right? And your answers should be always thoughtful. And in case of opinion-based questions, it should be balanced. You need to understand what kind of question it is. If it is ethical dilemma, that way you need to tackle it. If it is a crisis situation, you need to tackle it that way. If it is opinion-based, you need to give it in this way by balancing your opinion. Correct? I'll give you again a personal experience. I think during my third interview, I first faced a particularly challenging opinion-based question, about the government's stand on increasing FDI in retail sector. So that time, a lot of discussions and debates were going on about FDI in retail, okay, and strikes and everything is going on. So it was a controversial issue at that time, and the panel wanted to see how I would go through the debate. And in fact, this discussion was there for quite some time, and that made me comfortable also because that was an answer, in fact, though slightly difficult, but it was well prepared also. So I started by acknowledging both sides of the argument. On one hand, if you see, I cannot recollect all the points which was discussed because it's almost 10 years now. So I pointed out the benefits of FDI, okay, and such as the increased capital inflows that can lead to job creation, that can potentially increase the growth, that will help in improved supply chain management. All those things, guys, you will have better understanding and knowledge than me at this point of time because you are preparing now. Whatever I have given at that point of time, I don't recollect exactly, but I hope you got the point, right? You are take it in this way. You are going to talk about the positives like this: capital inflows, job creation, growth aspects, supply chain management, and everything. The technology. On the other hand, you also highlight the concerns of small retailers and the potential for monopolistic practices by large corporations. So you discuss both sides, right? That time, this is a debate which was going on. So after presenting both the perspectives, bringing in the stakeholders, you conclude by suggesting what will happen, or while FDI in retail can bring benefits, these are the benefits that I have discussed already. It should be implemented with strong regulatory safeguards to protect local businesses and ensure fair competition. So that won't lead to monopolistic, practices or anything. Correct. So that's the way you need to manage it. So it's a very balanced, it's a thought-provoking, with evidence, with facts, you have given the answer. You can give examples of, the positives of FDI in retail sector. So this approach allowed me at that point of time to present a well-rounded and thoughtful response, and the panel appreciated also. I told you before, this was an engaging discussion. And, I didn't take an extreme position also here. You don't want to support the retailers. You don't want to tell that, FDI in retail should not be allowed. You can talk about the positives. Though your stand may be this, it should not be allowed. It will lead to monopolistic practices. It will affect the retail traders and everything. So instead, what I did, I showed that I could understand, I could weigh the pros and cons. I can see both the sides, and I can come with a balanced opinion. That's what they're looking for. So when I know that this is what they're looking for, what's the issue? Then why I need to have a confusion? Why I need to make a issue there by giving a strong stand or taking a strong stand? I know that this is what they're looking for. Okay. So guys, in conclusion, let me conclude. What I want to tell you is personal and opinion-based questions are your opportunity to showcase who you are, how you think, and your qualities and everything. So when answering these personal questions, highlight your genuine motivation and connect your hobbies and interest to qualities that are relevant to public service. Question on hobbies, questions on interest, don't take it as, a leisure activity. Don't explain it in that way. You need to explain. If you're talking about one point, something comes out of your mouth, you should make sure that it is connected with the qualities that are relevant to public service. Talk about leadership. Try to engage a discussion on leadership. Try to engage in a discussion with team management, team build-up, teamwork, calm under pressure situation, how you stay calm in pressure. You need to prove all those. So for opinion-based question, you need to focus on forming a balanced, well-reasoned, thoughtful view, and always support your opinion with the facts and real-world examples. Guys, again, you need to practice these points which I have told you. You can practice by taking one question, record your own video. You have enough time. Start practicing today itself, and you can get in touch with us for the mentorship, and we'll have one-to-one sessions where I'll analyze your DAF and we'll discuss everything one-to-one. So see you in the next video. Thank you so much.